In the dark, one question remains. Welcome. Questions before sleep. Imagine waking up one day to realize that the human lifespan has expanded to an unbelievable 500 years. 5 full centuries of memories, mistakes, evolution, and second chances. The world wouldn't just change, it would transform in ways we can barely imagine. Let's dive into what humanity, and your own life, would look like if we lived half a millennium. First, education would completely shift. Instead of rushing through school in your teens, people would spend decades mastering skills. A person might study medicine for 40 years before even starting their career. You could learn every language you ever wanted, master dozens of fields, and reinvent yourself multiple times across your life. By the time you turn 100, you wouldn't be old. You'd be considered a young adult, just getting started. Careers would also evolve. No one would stick to one job forever. People might spend 80 years as engineers, then switch to being artists, then spend another 60 years exploring the world. Retirement, as we know it, would disappear because you'd be healthy and active for centuries. Companies would be forced to rethink how careers progress, how experience works, and how to manage employees who've lived longer than the company itself. Relationships would change dramatically. Friendships could last 300 years. Marriages? Some would survive centuries, but others might shift into long-term partnerships that evolve with time. Heartbreak would feel different when you still have 400 more years ahead. People would meet thousands of others, and social connections would form and fade across generations. Technology would explode in a way humanity has never seen. A single lifetime would be long enough to witness multiple revolutions: quantum computing, interplanetary travel, biological enhancements, and perhaps even digital consciousness. People wouldn't just watch history, they would live through it, experiencing global shifts that currently take hundreds of years. But living 500 years wouldn't be all positive. Overpopulation would skyrocket unless birth rates dropped dramatically. Governments would need strict rules on having children, or entire cities would collapse under the weight of people who simply never die. Resources, food, water, energy, would be stretched to the limit unless humanity expanded to new planets or adopted advanced, sustainable systems. Emotionally, life would become deeper and heavier. Losing someone after knowing them for centuries would be devastating. Memories would pile up endlessly, and people might struggle with the weight of centuries of joy and trauma. Human psychology would need to evolve, and so would our brains. We might rely on memory-enhancing implants or digital archives of our own lives. On the other hand, personal growth would be extraordinary. You could fail 1,000 times and still have centuries left to improve. Regret would become smaller because mistakes wouldn't feel final. You'd simply learn and move on. Wisdom would reach entirely new levels because a 400-year-old human would understand history, culture, war, peace, and technology better than any historian today. And what about the world itself? Architecture would reach new heights because buildings could be designed and maintained by people who see projects through for 200 years straight. Space exploration would no longer be a dream. Long missions wouldn't matter when humans live for centuries. Colonizing Mars or exploring beyond our solar system would suddenly make sense. Human society would become slower, calmer, and more patient. People wouldn't rush decisions. Wars might decrease because humans who live centuries might value stability, but power might also become dangerous. Leaders could rule countries for hundreds of years unless strict systems prevent it. In the end, living 500 years wouldn't just give us more time. It would completely reshape humanity, our relationships, our ambitions, our fears, our technology, and the way we understand our place in the universe. The real question is, with 5 centuries of life, who would you become? And if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell.